I'm on a beach in Hawaii. Hey, hey. I'm on a beach in Hawaii. I wanna know your worth. I know it doesn't go that way, but
Am I supposed to know the song?
do you not know that song? Skip Marley? I'm on a beach in Hawaii. I'm pretty sure it's Skip Marley. Anyway, I like the Hawaiian vibe.
It feels good, right?
It does feel good. It's
Wait until you go outside and you catch a breeze and then I don't know, for some reason it feels like a little vortex inside you.
Do you think this is how Sonic feels?
No, way cooler.
Way cooler.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I like it because, I think it's very, it's loose, it's fit.
Yeah.
And then if you, as you mentioned, if you want to get a little bit
Loosier.
risky with it, you show a little bit of chest hair. I'm on a beach in Hawaii. That's why we got the shades on. Because I'm on a beach
Nice.
in Hawaii. Hallelujah.
What's your beach drink?
My beach drink? What do they call those? Sex on a beach.
Have you ever had one?
Yes. Extremely fruity.
Yeah.
Nice. I think the color of it's blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was red.
Actually, you know what? It could be a Long Island iced tea.
LIT's hit.
Long Island iced teas, those are good, man. 2 of those and you're battling for your life. Maybe 3. That's just me, though. What about you?
I drink a lot of LITs. I think I could get 4 until I have to start slowing down.
LIT.
Long Island.
Lit.
Yeah.
Like it. Love it.
We call it LITs, Long Island, but I don't know.
That's the first time I ever
Long
heard
Island
that.
teas, LITs, yeah.
Where'd you pick that up?
In the South,
In the South.
I guess.
Well, everyone, welcome to the Middleman Podcast. I am the man in the middle. It's bright outside. We're on the beach in Hawaii. That's why we got the shades on. And I'm here with the man who was on episode number 1, Mr. Christopher Anthony Martinez. Welcome to the show, bro. How we doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing all right, man. How weird does it feel that you've been on episode 1 and here you are? I believe this is episode 110. I might be wrong on that, but I believe yours 110.
Doesn't feel weird at all.
Really?
No.
Okay.
But it feels like I have a shot of redemption.
Okay. Explain to me why you feel like you got a shot of redemption.
I think that first episode, I did not do you justice.
Well, it wasn't you. It was me.
Could be both. Could be both.
Yeah, we were both. I was figuring out how to do this. Why do you feel like that? Because you just didn't have the audio all down?
I mean, that was a small hiccup, but I also didn't know where you were trying to go with this podcast, right? It was all brand new, and seeing all the audiences or the guests that you bring to your show, I still don't think I'm the target guest that you try and get on, but I'm your brother, and you're I want you on, so how can I say no?
I mean, granted, you can definitely be a targeted guest, bro, because, this podcast is built for, to hear people's voices and hear their stories and hear what they go through, hear what they've done. And you've done some quite extraordinary things, within your time in the military. So, I would say it's this podcast could very much so be tailored to you as well as anyone else. But, yeah, man. So welcome to the show. You're my brother, and we're here to rock out.
Lit.
We're here to rock out. Lit. Long Island Iced Teas. Thanks for the sunglasses. Sunglasses are from Chris. This is not a sponsor. Who made these glasses?
That's WMP Eyewear, and this is Ray-Bans.
Ray-Bans. I like it. I fucks with it. So, yeah, man, you have been a part of this show, episode 1, and we've been trying to get back on this episode to do it for quite some time, and now you're actually here in person, so, it's going to be clean, crisp audio, man. And, I feel like there's a lot of people who may have wanted to keep in contact with you but fell out of contact with you and are probably wondering what you're doing, so maybe we give them a little bit of a life update, but if you really cared, you would just hit him up. Phones work, you know what I mean? So anyway, what have you been up to, bro? You've been in the Air Force, you've traveled, you've been to numerous countries, and you lived down south for a little bit, Louisiana, and now you are in Kansas. So talk to us about Louisiana, some of the highlights that you had over there. As a matter of fact, why don't we just talk about how it was joining the military when you first started to where you are now. What are some of the big differences, just mentally as a person that you have, learned it? Because I feel like in that time, bro, you've definitely learned a lot about yourself because you had to. You were forced to because you were all alone. So, what are some of those things that, from beginning to where you are now that are just so different and, pretty cool about being in the Air Force?
Okay, so I'm going to try and tackle this one question at a time. So in terms of how I've probably changed from before the military to now, again, I think this is a really old cliche answer, but I feel like I've always been a good leader, at any point in my life, right? And I think the military has helped me become a better leader because, growing up, I was just thrown into a leadership position so many times without any kind of help or training. It was just kind of like figure it out. And like, it was like that through life. It was like that in school, through sports teams, right? You become team captain once a week or whatever for football, wrestling. I was team captain, and like that keeps carrying over into like the real world jobs, right? And my bosses keep noticing that like, hey, this kid can use a little more responsibilities, right? But again, it wasn't with training. It was just kind of like, he seems like he's got it down. And I've always wanted that training. So when I joined the military, it really gave me the opportunity to really focus on being a follower and just notice how good leaders lead and notice how bad leaders lead. And from that, I'm able to take this, right, from the good portion. I'm able to take parts of that and make it into what I want it. And I'm able to see, like, what I do and kind of self-critique and what I don't want to be and get that out. And I think for the most part, that just made me really mature, to be honest. That's one of, like, the biggest things I'm grateful for is just being able to be somebody that someone can depend on or lean on, go towards, be a very motivating leader, I guess. And
Is it weird to you to be a motivational leader? Because, like you said, you were like thrown into these positions. I know personally, from growing up with you, that you were definitely like thrown into like a father figure within the family, not by choice, but because that's just how it was. Do you feel like that had helped you prepare for things like this? Or do you feel like, because, people like just felt like they needed to give you more responsibility, right? Like, did you feel like that was coming, or did you feel like, does it make sense to you? Like, did it ever make sense that like people would just want to give you all this type of responsibility? Like, I often refer to like imposter syndrome. Was there ever a time where you were just like, damn, like, why me? Like, what the fuck am I, like, why me, bro? For real.
no, because I always wanted to know what it's like to have an older brother.
Oh, okay.
And obviously, we never got to have that, right? Between you and me. So when I was around a lot of these kids that were coming into the military, and, a lot of us come from pretty similar backgrounds, right? So, they're probably like trying to find the same kind of guidance that I was trying to find when I'm coming in. And so it would be easy, really easy for me to just step in and just provide whatever help that they needed. Whether it be like any kind of emotional support or just kind of mental strength, like being away from your family. Sometimes it's like the first time that people are away from their hometowns. It's a lot. It's a lot on them, right? And a lot of times they don't get to choose where to get to go, and next thing you know, they're across the globe somewhere. And some people struggle with that, and you just got to be able to just really help them out, like be that person to just make them feel comfortable where they're at, and just really make them feel like they're a part of the team.
Was there anyone who maybe lended that hand to you when you first got into the military?
Yeah, my boy Matthew Pomales. When I first got there to Louisiana, again, new guy, don't know what the hell I'm doing, and I was just so afraid, to be honest, because it was really like, hey, you don't talk unless you're spoken to. Don't go talking to any higher leadership people. You gotta like go through your chain of commands. And all I wanted to do at the time was just know my job. I just want to get spun up, know my job, become valuable, become an asset. I want people to know that I'm not, a lazy piece of shit. Like, I will work hard. Like, just tell me what to do, right? And that's all he kept asking me. He was like, what do you want out of this? I was like, I just want to be valuable. I just want to show that I'm part of the team. And, like, I could be relied upon, right? Now, I don't know anything. Maybe this job won't be for me, but turns out I was pretty good at it. And he was that person that, really helped me understand the job, really welcomed me to Louisiana, Shreveport area, right? Always invited me out to, like, hang out with them after work, stuff like that. And I owe it all to Matt, because if it wasn't for him, I don't know. I mean, we had a lot of good people, but he was the one that really, like, opened up me and, like, other new guys to the rest of the shop as well. Kind of like when a new guy comes along to your job, you take him underneath your wing. You show him the ropes. That way, God forbid if anything were to ever happen to anybody, but you're right there to step in their spot whenever they're not needed or their time is done, or let's say they get a new position. Like, you were taught well enough to be able to take that position.
Yeah. Gotcha. What is your job for the people who don't know? What is your job? What do you do? Well, back in Louisiana, I'm sure. Has it changed at all?
No, it's the same. It's just different aircraft now.
Okay.
Aerospace maintenance. Basically, I fix airplanes. I work on airplanes. I fix them.
That's gnarly.
In Louisiana, I was doing that for the B-52, really, really old bomber that still flies. It was made in the 60s. And now I work on the KC-46, which is the newest refueling aircraft. It's the plane that carries gas in it, so it can refuel other planes in the air.
While in the air. How fucking crazy is that?
Yeah.
Have you actually seen that in action? Like, have you been on the plane while that has been happening?
No, I have not. I've seen videos, obviously. I know how it works, yada, yada, but I've never actually, like, flown with a plane and see that in action.
How about in, like, the B-52? Have you flown in that plane at all?
Yeah, I've flown a B-52 a handful of times. So if you become good enough at your job, right? I was a crew chief. That's, like, what our title is called. If you become good enough at your job, you gain the status of dedicated crew chief and even flying crew chief. And I got both of those, right? So dedicated crew chief means that I get assigned to a certain aircraft. I get my name on the aircraft.
Oh, okay.
And then basically whenever that aircraft is flying or needs work or whatever, right? The forms that come with the aircraft, I am responsible for pretty much all that, me and my team, right? I come with 2 assistant dedicated crew chiefs, and they're under my responsibility as well. And if I do good enough at that, right, I get granted flying crew chief status, which means that now I also get to fly with that aircraft if it's going anywhere for, like, a specific deployment or any kind of air shows. Not so much missions, because they do fly, like, top secret missions, and I don't have top secret clearance, but I did get to fly on, like, a exercise mission before, and that was really cool. I got to see F-16s at our wingtips and F-117 Nighthawk. Those are the black stealth-looking aircrafts that aren't the bombers. They're the smaller ones.
Okay.
And those things are badass. I remember looking out the window. Co-pilot looks at me. He's like, "Hey, yo, check it out." And I said, "I thought those things were retired." And he goes, "I did too." And I'm like, "Oh shit."
That's pretty cool. Were you able to see? Have you seen, like, any one of these fighter jets just, like, be cruising in and hit it to 100 and then poof, just gone into, like, a dart?
At air shows I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll definitely show off what their capabilities are, but I've never seen it in the air. No. They're loud when they break that sound barrier. That's exactly what's going on. I don't know if you know exactly, like, how that works, but if you start moving fast enough, right, you eventually penetrate the sound barrier, and that's that explosion in that ring of air that you see that goes around the aircraft.
That's fucking crazy, bro. That's absolutely insane. So you were over there, B-52s, and did you become a flying crew chief? Did you ever get that or no? So you did, okay.
Yep.
And that took how long for you to get that?
Man, 5 years maybe.
Is that like average pace, or is that an accelerated pace? Did you excel pretty quickly in your job? How good were you at retaining all this information, and like, how well knowledge are you of these fucking planes, bro? Like, if someone like gave you a blueprint, would you be able to like, do you specialize in a specific compartment of the plane, or do you have to look at all aspects of the plane?
So the only reason why I didn't gain my flying status soon enough is because our flying status kind of got thrown out the window for quite some time.
COVID related, probably.
That did kind of stunt the growth of the program as well. They said there was no money in the program to fund it, and we just kept asking for it over and over and over. Eventually, we did get it, and I don't know. I would say maybe I got it in a good time frame. I got it as soon as I put on the rank of staff sergeant or E5, which I made it on my first try. You have to test for your ranks after you get to a certain rank, but I mean, I made that rank pretty fast, so I got the flying crew chief status pretty fast, I think. So maybe I did get it in a pretty good
time frame.
Yeah, and then in terms of like knowledge of the aircraft, yeah, I would say I was definitely, if not the most respected, I was one of the most respected minds out there working on the aircraft. Now, I'm not no engineer, so if you show me a blueprint, I may be able to show you a few things or explain a few things to you, but I couldn't go into crazy depth of like maybe some electrical components.
Yeah.
I'm not the strongest when it comes to electrical, but I did do a lot of time with the hydro troops that we got, hydraulics and engines.
Cool.
So I like to work with them a lot. They more have like crew chief type meetings, kind of like just getting your hand on a wrench and just doing some actual maintenance rather than like, we call it chasing wires, right? Like nobody wants to chase wires. It seems like
it's tedious, bro. It sucks. I know.
It seems like a really especially on aircraft, and like you guys start ripping off panels and you're like, you have 20 bunched up wires and you're like, could be any one of these.
Yep,
and
man.
Just keep chasing.
It's a pain in the ass. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty weird that you and I are both in the maintenance field, though. I'll say that. I didn't see that coming. I didn't see HVAC coming in my lane.
Yeah, I mean, I went to school initially for sports management, or sports business, but I mean, here I am.
Serving the country, the proud country of the U.S. of A. The U.S. of A. America.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. There we go. All right, so you get to Louisiana, right? You got a little bit of like culture shock, I'm sure, right? What was your living situation when you first got there? Who are some of the people that you quickly became friends with? And do you still keep in contact with those individuals today?
So when you move to your first base, if you're not married or have dependents, right, you go to the dorms, most likely. So it's kind of like a college dorm. And you have a roommate or you have a couple roommates. I had a couple roommates. It was kind of like a one living area, and then we all had our own bedroom that we lived in. It was very small. It was ideal, I guess. I can't complain. But you spend your time there for about 2-3 years maybe until you put on the rank of senior airman. That was what it was for us. I'm sure it's different from base to base. And then, got off base with one of my best friends. So I have like two best friends that I'm pretty much would always keep in contact with, that grew up with me when I first got there. One of them is Kelly. He actually is in Wichita at that new base.
Sweet.
He made it there before me, and like I just happened to get the same job, so we're at the same base now. And then my boy Archie, who is still down in Louisiana, but those are like my two ride or dies. They call us the Pitbulls because we're just a bunch of short, angry,
Oh, that is hilarious,
short,
bro.
angry maintainers. Yeah.
The Pitbulls.
I say don't fuck with the Pitbulls and fucking get after you.
That's hilarious. So, I know you've gone on a few deployments there. Would you care to share where you've gone? Because, dude, you've been to some places, bro. You've seen some shit. You definitely swam with some turtles. I think you lived a pretty good life. You're over there busting coconuts on a beach in Hawaii. Sorry.
Yeah, so just to get the record straight, I did deploy, but I wasn't, holding a gun and guarding a wall or something. I didn't do any of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Again, I just fixed planes. So when I went to Qatar, my first deployment. I didn't know what to expect. I just knew Qatar, Middle East.
How long were you when you went to that first deployment? How long were you in the service? 2 years? 3?
Maybe 2 years?
Okay.
I don't know. I couldn't remember. Yeah, probably 2 years. I think 2019 is when we went.
And did you have to volunteer for that, or they
Yeah, I actually threw my name in the bucket because it was just a rapid thing. It wasn't so we have scheduled deployments, right?
Mm-hmm.
With or we used to at least with Minot. That's another B-52 base, and they have two active duty squadrons up there. We have 2 active duty squadrons in Barksdale, and what we used to do was my squadron, the 20th, would go to, let's say, Guam, and we would do a 6-month rotation there, and then the other squadron in Barksdale, the 96th, will come replace us, right?
Okay.
They would do their 6 months, and then the 69th from Minot, their squadron would go and replace the 96th, and then the other squadron in Minot, I forgot what squadron that is, would go replace the 69th, and then the 20th would go back after that.
Yeah.
But it would be, I think, a 2-year cycle that they were doing. We don't do that anymore. Now we just do shorter deployments. They call them Bomber Task Force. But the one that when I went on Qatar, that one wasn't scheduled. It was just some shit was popping off over there in the Middle East, and they were put B-52s over there. And I remember walking into work, and my buddy Griffin looks at me, and he's just like, "You better get your bags packed and ready to go." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Have you not been watching the news?" I was like, "No. I mean, I should, right?"
Do you now?
Yeah, I pay more attention to what's
Okay.
going on in the world. But he's like, Iran is doing yada yada over there, and they're talking crazy about how they're going to send B-52s, right? So, and then I went talked to my flight chief, which is my boss, right? And after I got all the confirmation that yeah, we're going over, I basically was like, "Sir, I would really like to go," because I was super jealous of the last deployment that they went to England, and I didn't get to go, and I was like, "There's no way I'm gonna miss another deployment."
Okay.
And yeah, we ended up going, and it was a great time. We worked our asses off. We have this ritual where if it's your first deployment, you get your head shaved, and so me, Kelly, Archie, those are my boys. We all got our head shaved over there, amongst other new guys too. But it was just a part of the team building. It was camaraderie. It really brought us all together even more. Everybody's like, "No, you're not gonna shave my head. Yada, I'm gonna fight everybody. Y'all y'all are gonna have to bring me down or whatever." No, we get everybody's head. They get everybody.
So you went over to Qatar, and you were there for how long? If I remember correctly, you didn't stay there for very long, though. You ended up having to go somewhere else,
I think
right?
it was a month and a half. We didn't stay for too long, maybe 2 months at the most. And then I forgot what essentially happened, but we were told that we are not allowed, or we couldn't stay there any longer due to some kind of conflict. And we relocated to a really, really, really tiny island in the Indian Ocean called Diego Garcia. And we were just stationed there, flying missions out of there every once in a while. And we weren't there for too long either, probably just another month and a half maybe. And then after that, we were done with that deployment. We went back home. And then I think 2 more years later, we went right back to Diego Garcia. And we were actually flying missions out of there every single day, putting a B-52 in the air. And they'd be flying 26-hour sorties. That's what we call the mission sorties.
Uh-huh.
They would be flying 26-hour missions, from that island all the way to the Middle East, and then flying right back. And every single day we would keep that up for.
How long were your shifts? What'd you do in them?
12-hour shifts.
12-hour shifts. Did you so let's say the plane took off. What are you guys doing on the ground?
We got to get the other planes ready to go for tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So there's just a constant rotation of plane after plane after plane. And, I know you told me this island was really, really small, but didn't they have a store there, a really, really large franchise store? Was it Kmart?
No, you're thinking of Guam.
Oh, that was Guam?
You're thinking of
My
Guam.
fault. Diego Garcia.
Yeah.
I thought that was what. All right. Diego Garcia, it's a really small country, you said, right?
Yeah.
So.
Or not even a country. It's just a territory.
Okay.
British Indian Ocean territory.
And are there like natives in that?
No, I don't think there's natives. Instead, they have just contractors out there that work on the island. Maybe from the Philippines or something.
Mm-hmm.
But no natives. Everything is there. If you're there to work, right? You're either working under contract for the island to like maintain the island for the military that's there.
Yeah.
And excuse me, we have the Navy there, U.S. Navy. You have the Air Force there sometimes, and then you have like the British police there.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And so you were out there for 2 years in Diego Garcia?
Oh no, not that long. No, a few months.
What did you experience? Did you fish? Were you able to fish at all?
I wish I went fishing, but I never took up a charter. They do charter fishing over there, and
Nice.
you're supposed to, it's great fishing out there, I hear. You go out there, you catch a fish, maybe a mahi-mahi or something.
Mm-hmm.
You bring it back to the restaurant on the island, and they'll fry it up for you like right there. But no, one of my biggest regrets is that I never went charter fishing out there, and I wish I could go back just to be able to do that.
So what'd you do for fun?
Well, whenever we weren't working, drinking,
Okay.
a lot of volleyball, card games, a lot of board games. That's why I'm kind of like tuckered out of board games. Like I know you're always like trying to.
Yeah, trying to play some board games.
You
But
know.
a lot of card games. You never played poker, though? That's crazy.
No, I never played poker. Yeah, last night was my first time. We played rummy a lot. That was like one of my favorite games.
Okay.
Or spades is a big like military game.
Is that where you learned that game Chandelier from? Where'd you learn Chandeliers from?
I don't recall chandeliers.
Chandelier was that game that we played in Colorado, where we had all the cups all lined up and on the table. We had the ping pong balls.
Maybe. Or maybe that was a game that Matt actually showed me.
That game was nuts, guys. Like, I was tuckered out. I was drunk off my ass, bro. Like, I was on the couch, like, dead.
I haven't played that game in so long. You have to remind me what it was if you can, or we'll just search it up.
Yeah, we'll have to search it up. All right, so you were there, Diego Garcia. So you went to Qatar, Diego Garcia. You come back home. Where'd you go to next?
I think we went right back to Diego Garcia the next year, and then after that was just a bunch of smaller. We call them TDYs, right? Deployments like longer. I guess they're all deployments, but TDYs are like temporary duties, and there usually could be like for a few days to maybe a few months, right? Deployments usually 6 months, but I've been to England. That was like an air show that I went to. Pretty
Yeah,
cool.
I wanted to talk about that because that looked like a lot of fun, that air show.
Yeah, I got to go with one of my really good friends, Zach, to England, and we were working with our air crew to show off like the B-52 to the public over there at the what did they call it? RIAT. That's the name of their air show, Royal International Air Tattoo. I don't know why.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Just throw in tattoo.
This is England we're talking about, okay? But yeah, it's supposed to be like one of the biggest air shows in the country or in the world actually. And it was just awesome to be chosen to be able to go over there and show that off, but not only show it off, but just have a great time in England.
So who chose you for this? Was it like you and your crew, or was it like how'd you get the opportunity to go over there?
So my boss, right?
That's leisure. That's all leisure.
My boss asked me if I wanted to go, and also so like there's my office or the office that I work in, right? This is the crew chief office, and then you have the production office, which they operate all like the day-to-day schedule of like this is what we're gonna work on today, right? And they go to all the other shops and they hand out all the jobs. And they also kind of get a say in who they want to go, and they were asking for me as well as like my buddy. It's supposed to be me and Archie, you know, the Pitbulls over in England, but he had to back out, unfortunately.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that looked like a great time. You got stacked up beer and stuff. You know?
Yeah, it was a beer.
That was a good
beer
photo.
tower that we were all like stacking up.
Did you get a tattoo over there?
Nah, I should have,
Did you learn a little bit of British accents and things of that nature?
bruv.
Bruv, what's up there, bruv? I like to say a bottle of water.
In it.
I'm eating it.
I just know a couple of like one-liners. I don't know how to put it. I don't know how to piece it together.
Yeah, no, that's like a pretty prestigious thing. And that was, how long was that? For like a 10-day deployment type of
Yeah,
thing?
actually, I think you got it right on the button. It was just 10 days. Might have been.
Did you fly first class? How do you guys get over there?
No, we just fly economy. Fortunately I didn't get to fly with the jet. I think they were flying a mission over to the air show, so that's probably why they didn't want us over there. But yeah, instead I just met them over in England. I caught the jet. You know, I made it safe for the public to be able to come and view, make sure everything was like ready to go. And dude, I mean, just because we're already talking about England, right side driving, so hard. like it messes with your mind.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah, because you know, like your mind is thinking like you're over here, but you're not. You're over here, and I kept like, you know, hugging one side of the lane a little too much, and I'm like, I feel nervous as fuck right now. I'm driving this big ass van, and there's like 4 lanes. We got to drive an hour and a half. Like, yeah, it was. But again, it was all cool. I would definitely go back to England.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I wish I had the opportunity to go over there, man. I just want to get out of the country. You know, that's pretty dope. I need to get myself a passport. You know, I could have went to Mexico. I think I told you. A friend of mine would have had me go to Mexico. They would have fronted the money and everything if I just had a passport. So I need to get a passport. And, you know, shout out, where's Fabio? Because Fabio had told me that I need to get a passport, and I didn't get a passport, and that's on me. That's just all on me. So it is what it is. But
You never know when an adventure might show up.
yeah, for sure, man. I definitely want to get out there and experience the world, you know, and see what else is out there, because I want to do some fishing, like, across the country.
Yeah.
I think that'd be super dope, bro.
Yeah.
Be super dope. I want to ride bikes over there. You know, I want to meet an alpaca. Who knows?
Yeah, but while we're on the topic of like traveling, I know you were asking like what other locations I went.
Yeah.
Got to stop in Germany for like 2 weeks. That was really cool. We were actually on our way to Diego Garcia the second time, but every time we tried to get off the ground in Germany, the aircraft kept breaking, so they had to keep like extending our stay over there. So that was really dope. Like, went to a real castle, like a medieval time castle that's
Nice.
still standing. By the way, Europe, so old. Like, you don't understand how old, like, 1700s ain't shit. Like, keep going back, you know?
Yeah.
Keep going back. Like, Europe is so old. It's hard to put it in perspective. But yeah. And then got to stop in Spain for, like, honestly, like 20 hours maybe.
Beautiful people in Spain.
Loved it over there.
I bet.
Oh my God. I would love to go back. We landed. They were like, hey, don't get too crazy. We're going to go to the hotel, maybe get some rest. And then they're saying they probably should have it like fixed like late tonight or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, there's plenty of time to go out. And I got all my friends together and we got in a cab, and I'm trying to explain to this cab driver with my broken ass Spanish, you know, like,
And not to
where we're
mention, their
trying to
Spanish
go.
is not our Spanish.
Yeah, I know it's a little different, but literally went out, had a good time, did what we needed to do, somehow made it back to the hotel, got back in a plane, and off back home. But
Sheesh, man.
yeah, I was hammered. When I tell you I was hammered, I was like leaning on a bus pole like this. Yeah.
Good photos, man. Good photos. I'm sure those military. I want to talk to your military friends, bro. I feel like they'll really expose some of this shit. You know, not a highlight of your careers, the way I would put it. You know, so
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Do you have any that you know offhand? Any not a highlight to your career?
Like work related or
No, I'm talking about just being foolish.
uh
Yeah, he's got one. You saw his face, Michael. He's like, do I say it? I don't know. Hey, listen, I told people I pissed on someone's floor in this podcast, okay?
I mean I don't think I've done like I don't think I have anything that bad. But every time like we drink, my friends are always like, are we gonna see like Refrigerator Marty again? And
Wait, what?
yeah, I know. And so the whole story behind Refrigerator Marty is that when me and my buddy moved into a house off base, like when we first moved out of the dorms, we do a big party and we killed it, right? It was awesome. We're having fun. I don't have to drive anywhere, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna just party. And for I don't know how long, lose track of time when you're like that intoxicated.
Yes.
I was just on the fridge, just leaning up against it, just not moving, having conversations with everybody. And I mean, that was the one thing that everybody like remembered was just like, yo, like Marty was just leaning on the fridge and he did not move once. And I was just like, really? And they're like, no, dude. And then like we do another party at my house and again, same thing happened.
No.
And they're just like, yo, it's leaning Marty, it's on the refrigerator. And I was just like, shut up, guys. Like, I can't just relax over here real fast.
That's
like,
a reoccurring theme.
This is where we hang out at. Like, we're at the table and everybody's over there. I'm going to lean up on this fridge. Like, it's a perfect spot right over here. And, yeah, I mean, that's really it.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
One of my tells, apparently, for when I'm fucked up is I start leaning, too.
Oh, really?
They say
I mean, you fall off balance. It makes sense.
Yeah, they say I lean on walls a lot.
Yeah. I mean, there was just one night we were at the casino. This one was really bad, actually. Like, disgusting bad. We were at the casino, and, again, just drinks. And I just left the group because I needed to find a bathroom. I had to go throw up. I knew I was just like, I'm at that point. And I see this line, right? And I was like, the bathroom's got to be over there. And everybody's waiting in line for the bathroom, and I just skip every single one of them. And as soon as I get to the front, the door opens up, right?
Oh.
So I just walk right in.
Yeah.
And I didn't make it. Like, as soon as I walked in, I just vomited, like, all over the floor.
Yikes.
And my friend just found me, like, as soon as, like, I got to the bathroom. And they grabbed me, and they're, like, walking me out. And this old lady, she's like, is he okay? No, he's fine. He's good. Like, we'll get him everything he needs.
Yep.
And I felt so bad because I was like, that whole line of people, gotta go find a new bathroom.
Yeah, they gotta go find a new bathroom after that. Like, this fucking asshole. Look at him.
Yeah. I don't get that hammered anymore. That's beyond me.
All right, yeah. I every now and then, actually, I had an experience like that not too long ago, but that was because it was all liquor driven. As I said, I tend to lean. I get passive aggressive. Okay, like real passive aggressive.
Oh, you just turn into a bitch.
And
that's what a passive aggressive attitude
crazy,
is like,
bro. That's crazy. You're crazy, bro. You know what else is crazy? I'm gonna call you out on your bullshit right now. All right, who the hell, guys? Let me ask you a question. Can I tell you that when he came into my home the other day, right? He just opens all of my drawers, every single one of them. Open. That's like going in someone's car and going in their glove compartment. What's up with that, bro? Is that a fetish? Is that something you do? Do you do that to everyone? Because I think that's rude.
Fetish is totally the wrong word.
No, I'm saying fetish. Yeah.
I'm just saying that's the wrong word.
Fine. What word should I have used?
I don't know, but I was just curious. I was bored. We're all sitting there. We're just talking. Nothing's happening. And I'm just like, my hands. I'm just
so I'm the first victim, huh? I'm the first victim of that?
No, but he has like the brother pass, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like honestly, if like I go to if Charlie was just living on his own, I would just go in his fridge and take something. Like, to be honest,
I don't mind him going in my fridge, bro. But going into my drawers, like,
they're right there.
I get that.
We're all sitting at the island.
It's not telling you to open it, bro.
I know it's not.
What do you think he's gonna find? Like,
yeah. What were you?
At one time I did have some shit in there. Not anymore though. I have removed it since then because I was worried that someone would come in and open up my drawers.
I mean,
I'm still not gonna. I'm not gonna like. I don't know. I'm just opening and closing the drawer.
Yeah, you got the brother pass, bro. You know what, man?
Mi casa, su casa. Whatever happened to that?
All right. Sure, bro. No, I get it. Mi casa, su casa. Yeah, we're brothers. I got you. You've been trying to push on my buttons.
Thank you, Michael.
You've been trying to push on my buttons since you've been here. And
trying?
I don't think you're doing well. I think you're doing all right.
you try harder.
Try harder?
Try harder.
I don't just want to make him explode. But go on.
You know what, man? I really feel like, since you left to the military to now, it makes me happy that you want to sit here and push my buttons like that. Because, like, I feel like I used to do that to you and I'd piss you off a lot. And I'm just trying to keep it. You're a lot more playful now. You know what I mean? Like I think you really have grasped your temper. You know, we've talked about it many of times. You know, your temper and stuff. You know, sometimes I see that in me when I get fired up. I see you through me. I'm like, oh shit, I just pulled the Chris. But no, man, you've done a lot with that, man, and I just want to say thanks. You know, I think it's cool. It's real good for you to do that.
Just remove the stress out of my life.
Yeah. So you removed a lot of distress. Mm-hmm. Good, man. Money's not a problem no more. I got you.
That wasn't the driving focus, but yeah.
I got you. But no, seriously, on all jokes aside, I do appreciate that. And I think it's pretty cool to see that from you because, you know, I remember when you were a firecracker, and you still are at times if you push the right buttons. But yeah, no, like you've calmed down pretty good. You're a lot more jokeful, playful, and it's pretty cool, bro. It's pretty cool. You know, I'm proud of you for that. You want to hold hands?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was a turkey.
All right, back to the topic at hand. So you went to Spain. Anywhere else that we're missing? England?
Guam.
Yeah,
we did bring up Guam. That was where the Kmart.
Yeah.
That giant standing Kmart that's still alive.
Amazing.
I guess.
Amazing. I don't get it, guys. There's like they describe this Kmart. I guess it's the largest one in the world.
I don't know if it's the largest one in the world, but that's like their thing over there. You know, they don't got a Walmart. They don't got a Giant. It's just that's their thing. They got Kmart.
Is that where you did the coconut?
No, that was Diego Garcia.
Okay,
that was where I was breaking the coconut over like one of those like park
stove
grills
barbecue. Yeah.
By the way, awesome. Like you don't get that much liquid out of a coconut, but it's so good though. It's so good. Not worth cracking all the other coconuts though. That took a lot of work.
And then you swam with sea turtle.
Yeah, that was out in Guam. They have a little, I don't want to say cove, but it's just an area where a lot of sea life comes to. That it's also just like a popular swimming area, and they had like giant turtles there, like probably that big from like head to tail, I guess. And like trying to probably as wide as that sign.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I think there was like a couple of nurse sharks there, some eels, and
that's nuts.
Those were freaky. When I saw that, I like backed away. I can't think of like what other like really cool.
Talk to me about food over there, man. Like, did you have any exotic foods?
I mean, they have I think what they're called is Tremorin. That's the like native island or people over there, and I don't know if like what is deemed native over there in terms of their food, but I'll tell you what, there was really good ramen over there, cause I guess like the Asian culture is obviously it's like closer to Asia, so it would be more popular over there. But yeah, that ramen over there was fire. Like I could eat that all day.
Dude, what a life, bro.
Sushi.
I'm like a little jealous of you that you like get to do all that. But at the same time, you got to work your ass off to do all that. So
yeah, and you never know. One day you might just have to. That's what comes with joining the military.
Bro, I'm sorry, I'm never joining the military.
Good.
Yeah, never.
The whole point of like me joining is so that you wouldn't have to, right?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. I don't need all that.
Yeah,
that looks like a lot of work. I'm cool where I'm at. I don't think I think my personality, like with how I am, I don't think I'd do well. I think I'd be the guy that everyone would like to just like, that everyone would probably hate because I'm a jokester, bro. You know what I mean? Like
just be good at your job.
Yeah. I mean, I could do that, but like when it comes to like discipline, like when it comes to chain of command and stuff like that, like I'm gonna have to learn that. I'm gonna have to learn to like shut up and just like be good at my job. Pretty much.
I mean, they kind of try and hammer that out of you in basic training, right? Amongst like other stuff, but yeah, you kind of they make sure that you use your
energy,
you exercise all your options before going up to the next level, right? Because you don't want to bring something that could have been solved at the lowest issue to somebody who's dealing with, I don't know, B-52 strategics of where they're supposed to be put on the planet, right?
Yeah.
And then you got an airman coming over and it's just like, sir, the toilet in my dorm is clogged. And you're like, why are you coming to me for this?
Yeah, no, I feel like you and I we were talking earlier. Like, Kev, you got a lot of energy to you, and I definitely do carry that energy. When it comes to family, this is always how I've been, bro. I don't know what it is, man, but it's a blast, man, and it's gotten me this far. It's gotten me to episode 110. What do you mean? No, what do you think?
You weren't always like that.
All right. Well, I mean, I think I had to switch up when I started losing weight and I gained a little bit of confidence, right?
Maybe that's where it came from.
Yeah.
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 But you definitely weren't always like that.
I was always kind of funny. Come on, bro. The fat guy's got one thing. He's always funny.
Okay.
Yeah, seriously. And the one that girls would give a lot of hugs to because he was cuddly.
Nice.
Yes. I'm speaking from personal experience here. Michael's looking at me like, okay, Kev, sure. All right, so now Louisiana, you're done in Louisiana. Now you're over in Kansas, a whole different part of the United States of America. How do you feel over there? I know you just got situated over there. I'm excited to go visit you over there because, I just like to travel and I want to be able to check out the world, man. So what's going on over there in Kansas? What are you doing over there now? You said you're working on a different plane?
Yeah. So when I first got to Kansas, it was definitely I was a little scared because that's Tornado Alley, and I am like super afraid of tornadoes. And I was literally getting there in February, so I knew like tornado season was coming, and I'm just like, damn. Like, what if I just get hit by a tornado as soon as I get there, right? Like, but other than that, like, Kansas is actually cool, man. Like, the city of Wichita, everybody's like super invested in it, trying to make it like better. I think you would like it a lot because when I got there, I was like, oh, this is like Scranton almost, just a little bit bigger, like in terms of the downtown area, right? Like obviously Scranton has a lot more outside of it, but in terms of just like giving back to the community and trying to help everybody, like small businesses, stuff like that. Yeah, it's super cool. It's kind of isolated. It's right there in the middle of the country, so you gotta drive a couple hours away to be able to go like to any really big city if you want to like have a good weekend. But it's not bad, man. I'm not saying that I see myself settling down there or anything. I definitely do not want to call that place home. But
any slang that you picked up on yet
from Kansas? Probably not. No, I don't think so.
Louisiana?
I mean, have you heard anything different in my
No.
But do they talk different or anything there? Just like, did you notice an accent? I don't know. People
in Kansas, I don't know. In Louisiana, it's definitely like easier to tell. But I don't know about Kansas, to be honest.
We were looking it up today. The national, what Kansas food is known for. What was it? It was something with cinnamon. Chili and a cinnamon roll. Yeah, that's what Kansas is all about, bro. Yeah. I think you should try to find out where the best chili and cinnamon roll spot is for when I get there, man. I want to try that out. Can you do that for me?
I can try and find it, but would you rather just try some bomb barbecue?
That'd be good. Yeah, nothing wrong with some brisket.
I love barbecue, and there's a really good spot up there. I'm still learning all the areas to go get good food at. I'm hammering down one at a time. Decent Mexican. Honestly, Louisiana had better Mexican food. There's a fried chicken spot in Kansas that's fire. Louisiana had good fried chicken too, obviously.
No, pollo campero.
No, actually, dude, I saw pollo campero. I forgot where, but I remember seeing it. I think it was Vegas, and I was just like, "Oh my god!" That just unlocked the memory in my head, right? And my friends were like, "Do you want to go try it out?" And I said, "Absolutely not." And they're like, "Why?" And I was just like, "Because you don't understand. That is like the best place on earth for me. And if it doesn't taste anything like what it used to when we were children, I'm gonna be so upset. I don't want to risk it."
Some really good stuff, Michael. Have you ever had a pollo campero? Really? Were you born in Pennsylvania?
No, it was New York.
Oh, you were born in
New
New York.
Pollo campero. I'm guessing it's chicken what?
I don't know what the second word is.
Campero. I don't know. It sounds like competitive. Competitive chicken.
But it's just a fried chicken spot, a Spanish fried chicken spot.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It had a ball pit and everything. The one that we went to growing up, it was awesome, man.
Really?
Good old fries. It was 2 floors.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 floors, man. Pollo campero. Good stuff.
I'm
Good
guessing
stuff.
campero means fried, probably.
I don't know. We could look it up later.
Nah, I think competitive sounds
Again,
right.
there's the bad Spanish showing us again.
Yeah, I know, man. It's so bad. I mean, mom understands. She understands, bro.
She would be disappointed. I'd be disappointed if I were her.
I know.
We need to learn Spanish.
I think we can.
No, we absolutely can. We just need to.
You want to get a Rosetta Stone?
Anything. Duolingo, whatever.
We can just talk to grandma every day. We'll get it back.
Yeah, we'll struggle hard.
Yeah. She, her and her Ada socks. That was running joke of the year, man. Running joke of the year. Any questions you want to ask me here? Anything you got?
I wasn't prepared to ask you any questions.
It's fine, bro. That's fine.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Let's.
I didn't know. I tried to ask you what the layout was, and
What, the layout of this conversation?
Yeah.
I told you we were just gonna shoot the shit, see what comes up. I definitely feel like you definitely answered some of my questions that I didn't know what you were doing. Like technically I don't know what you're doing in the military, but now I sort of do. For you to be a maintenance guy like that, I know you had told me that it's a lot of work. Like you gotta once a plane lands, you gotta get in there ASAP, no Rocky, you gotta get to work. How long is your crew? Like how large is a crew that you're working with? 5 people, 6 people?
yeah. So it depends on the job, obviously, but usually it would be like a 2 to 3 man team, and you go out there depending on what if it's the beginning of the day, you're most likely going to be launching an aircraft that's already good to go. You just waiting for air crew to get out there, and then you're assisting them with like all the ground operations and make sure all their flight controls work. They're going to start their engines, make sure everything's good, and then you just marshal them out, and they go up in the air, and then the next shift would come in, and they're going to catch whatever aircraft that's in the air. It's going to come down the ground, and then, aircraft's going to come back, shut it down. They're going to say that we need these kind of repairs, or this is what happened in flight. We have to troubleshoot, and we'll just try and fix the jet until it has to fly again, right? Or we'll just put it to bed if it's not flying again for like the rest of the week.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the mid shift, the third shift would come in, and they would clean up whatever we couldn't clean up, and it all restarts the next day over again.
Can I ask you what was one of the best days that you've ever had while on the service, and one of the worst days that you ever had?
I'm gonna start with the worst days.
Okay.
I probably like the first or second day of basic training, because I remember the whole entire first day was kind of like rush, right? They're like making you move around up tempo, and they're screaming at you. They're trying to overwhelm you. Mm-hmm. They're trying to stress you out on purpose, right? I remember I got off the bus, and the guy's like, hurry, right? And I'm like trying to walk like faster and faster, and like I eventually started like running a little bit, and he's like, no running. And I was like, all right, well, you want me to hurry, but you don't want me to run.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I just kept my mouth shut. Like that was the goal. Just keep your mouth shut throughout basic training. Don't be noticed. Just make it through, right? And then I remember just sitting around it was a long day, but I remember sitting around at the end of the day, and it's probably like 1 a.m. and maybe we've been waiting for like an hour and a half for our MTI, our military training instructor, to come by and pick us up. And that's when we get introduced to who our instructor is going to be for the rest of basic training. She finally comes around. She picks us up. We're marching fast. We're going to the dorms that we're going to be staying at. It's dark outside. Obviously, it's like 1 a.m. It's drizzling a little. She pulls us to the side. We're getting yelled at. We're getting like the whole Hollywood type of like, today starts the blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. You are going to come back here in 6 weeks, and you're going to do the bomb run in front of your family, whatever, right? And then she asks if we all know our, what's it called? Reporting statements. And what that is whenever you go to talk to an instructor, you have to start with sir or ma'am, depending on who you're talking to. Trainee Martinez reports as ordered, right? And then they would acknowledge you, and they'd be like, what do you got? And then that's how you begin the conversation. I wasn't told any of that before we got there. And unfortunately for me, the recruiter that, sent me off to basic training, I was his very first troop. Like, when I went to the office and I was like, hey, can I get information about joining the Air Force? And they were like, he was like, let me figure this out, because I'm like brand new, and you're like the first guy to come in. And I was just like, okay.
Damn.
Yeah. So, whatever. But I kept asking him, I was like, is there anything I should learn before I go? He's like, no, don't worry about it. You learn it all in basic training. Yeah, I definitely had stuff to learn before I got there. And so I was handicapped from the beginning. But anyways, my instructor looks at me and she's like, do you know your reporting statement? And I said, no. And she goes, no, ma'am. And I was like, no, ma'am. And she goes, this is how you're going to say your reporting statement. I'm like, okay, I'm listening. She goes, sir, ma'am, trainee so-and-so reports as ordered. So I go, sir, ma'am, like repeating exactly what she said. Yeah. And she's like, do I look like sir to you? Blah, 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 right? And she's just like cameraing me. Short little woman, right? Just like a hot ball of fire just going off on me. And I was just like, okay, I see where I messed up. I'm going to try this again. She's like, go. Ma'am, trainee so-and-so. And she's like, is your last name so-and-so? And I was just like, no, but I was just repeating what you said. And I felt like such an idiot, but I was also like super tired. Like I said, it was a long day. I literally left like in the morning, was on a flight, got to Houston, got there, unpacked my shit, packed some shit, and whatever. Like it went on to 1 a.m. or whatever. And she's just like, again, just drilling me like, you don't know, blah, blah, blah. And then finally I got it, man, training Martinez. So, and I just went back to like the dorms. We finally got to lay in our bed. And I was just like, what the hell did I do? Right? And the morning came around and I'm just thinking like, it's too quiet. Like, what are we doing? Like, something's going to happen, right? I got to go piss, but like, can I get up? Am I allowed to go take a piss? All right. I don't want to like piss anybody off. And then like 2 minutes later, boom, like they rush through the door and there was like 8 MTIs that run in and they're all like telling us, wake up, wake up, wake up. Right. And it's, they're like, again, putting us under stress. They're shocking us. They're trying to make us like work under a very stressful period because that's what they want you to perfect, in a sense. They want you to know what it's like performing under stress because when you get out there to your actual job and if shit hits the fan, you got to be able to perform under stress. Mm-hmm. And I just remember just like trying to keep up. And they're talking too fast. I missed a couple steps. I looked up at this MTI and I was just kind of like, I feel like I had this like, help me type of look. And he goes, I'd keep up if I were you. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, all right, I'm going to wing it. Yeah. Damn. So that was probably like the worst day, essentially. And then like the best days in the military. This is going to sound like counter of like what essentially the best days were kind of when you're out there on a flight line, you're dropping your ass, you're sweating, you're hungry, you're tired, you're dealing with something that's taking you like forever to do, but you're out there and like all your friends are with you, and as soon as you get it done, like all of you feel accomplished and you're just like, yeah, like that's awesome. It's equivalent to, remember football practice in the rain? Mm-hmm. And like, yeah, you hate it. You're cold, you're dirty, you're wet. But at the end, you're just laughing it all off, and you're just like, dude, that was awesome. Can't wait to never do it again. Yeah. It's like that. It's just,
it's a sense of like you're enlightened, when it's all over. It's like, yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah. It's just kind of like, man, we actually did that, Mm-hmm. And those are like the best days. Like you just, I don't know. I can't explain it, but I feel like everybody knows what I'm talking about. Or at least most people.
I think most people do understand what you're talking about. Mike, did you happen to find out what campero means? Because I know you were on your phone earlier.
Oh, here we go.
It means camper chicken, but I was like, camper. So I looked deeper into it. It just means like, it's a fast food chain in Guatemala or something.
Yeah, I know it's Guatemalan. I was shocked by that.
I didn't know that.
But
you
camper,
didn't know that?
They said like, it basically means country. So country chicken.
Oh. Yeah. So it's their way of saying KFC.
I guess.
Yeah, pretty much, right? Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Watermelon fried
That is,
chicken.
yeah, like you get Kentucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
All right, well,
Now we know.
now we know. Hey, if you didn't know, now you know.
Shame on us.
But also, like I said, it's from Guatemala, which was a shocker. I was taken back. I was appalled. But yeah, man, that's it, man. We're about to transition into tea time. Is there anything you want to say to the people watching at home before we get off the air here and transition into tea time?
No, I was at the David Goggins Stay Hard Day, but I was like, I can't take that, you know? Nah, that's his thing. Hey. Just be happy. Stay cool.
On a beach in Hawaii.